John Wehner, brought to us by Diamond Drug, Diamond Medical Supply, and our conversation sponsored by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. John, you got the room all cleaned up and all the laundry packed away?
That's really funny because I did some laundry yesterday. I literally put my last load of laundry in right before you called. So I'm ahead of that curve. I'm ahead of that situation. So I still got to clean up the condo here a little bit, but yeah, we're all ready to go. I think anytime you're in spring training, you love getting here. It can get a little monotonous, even though the weather's been great. I've had a great time down here, but everybody, including most importantly the players, they got their work in. They're ready to go. They can't wait to get on that flight tomorrow and head to Chicago. I mean, it's always a great time of year. It's been great down here, seeing fans in the stands, seeing families, seeing kids, watching baseball once again, and you can't wait until Thursday, opening day in Wrigley. With the fans there at Wrigley is always a good time, and then obviously the ultimate is going up there for the players to line up on the foul lines for opening day at Pittsburgh at PNC Park. Everybody's just really looking forward to getting the season underway.
Yeah, well, we're more seasonal today. A high temperature of 50, and then on Thursday when you're in Chicago, I checked the Chicago forecast. It's partly cloudy with a high of 39. It's going to be 33 here with snow showers. So, yeah, it's typical for baseball season. Doesn't matter how warm it's been. When the season actually gets underway, you're going to be cold.
Yeah, and Chicago's a great city, and it's a great place to visit, mostly in the summertime, though. In April, it can get nasty, and you wonder what they're going to do because the weekend looks really good there, and there's a built-in off day on Friday in case the weather's not great on Thursday in Chicago, and so there's a possibility, depending on what the weather looks like, that they might, try to do that game on Friday if the weather's better.
Yeah.
But if it's sunny and 40 or 39, they might go ahead and play opening day on Thursday. But yeah, we're spoiled with the weather down here. We won't. The broadcasters still aren't traveling, unfortunately. For at least the first month or two, we're going to be doing all the games from Pittsburgh.
Uh-huh.
So at least our temperature will be controlled in the booth wherever we are in the studio. So that's the one good thing. We won't be freezing in Chicago.
Yeah, you're right about that. That's funny. So we're looking at the roster, and we're trying to decide what does Ben Cherington do, what does Derek Shelton do with putting the final touches on this thing. And the pitching staff is the biggest question of all. I think Todd Frazier's opt-out sort of pretty well set up everything that's happening around the infield. Phillip Evans is probably going to make this team, and that's a good thing. I like Phillip Evans. But the pitching staff, there's some shuffling to do, especially with Stephen Brault going down, isn't there?
Yes, it'll be curious to see how that shakes out. Some thought that Mitch Keller would be the opening day starter, including myself, just the way he was lined up. But he pitched yesterday, so that puts him out as far as the opening day starter. Probably going to be Tyler Anderson. He's the most stretched out. He and Brubaker are guys that have thrown. I think they've both got the 5 innings. So Anderson, being a veteran, been around a while, he's probably going to start in Chicago Thursday, would be my guess. Then you got Chad Kuhl, who really isn't stretched out because he missed time because his wife had a baby. Mitch Keller, JT Brubaker. The fifth guy right now, probably Trevor Cahill. He, too, hasn't been stretched out, signed in the middle of camp. He's only pitched a couple of innings in 2 ball games. They don't need a fifth starter the first week or two because they have a couple of days off. But my guess would be, those are your 5 starters. It hurts losing Brault. Behind them, you got a few guys like Miguel Yajure. He's a guy came over from the Yankees. He'll start for us at some point in time. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go with a 6-man rotation when they have, 10, 12, 14 games in a row. They might go with 6 just to limit the innings of these guys. Will Crow's had a good spring. I don't know if he makes the club or not, but he's been stretched out to start as well. But I'm guessing the roster will be finalized at some point today, I think before the game today, we'll have a better idea what this roster is going to look like. We have a meeting with the GM here later today, and my guess is that they'll have the final decisions and try to explain to us why. But it's a nerve-wracking time for the guys that aren't on the team yet. But my guess is those conversations are taking place maybe as we speak in the clubhouse at Lecom.
I'm trying to think of what it would be like to be one of those players who knows that he's going to be starting not even a minor league baseball season, but starting at the alternate training site, which is going to be the deal for those guys that are sent out and won't be a part of what's happening in Chicago come Thursday. It'll be really, really difficult for those guys to be hepped up, playing ball games, and all of a sudden you're shut down again and you're playing the alternate training thing. That's got to be really hard to prepare.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see because you got to realize minor league camp is starting, I think, next weekend, and so you have a bunch of minor league guys down here, but yet they got to separate them. You can't have 200 people in the same clubhouse. So I would think that they would have, like, let's say the projected AAA team working out at Lecom, where the games are played, and the rest of the minor leaguers over at Pirate City, which is a pretty big facility and a lot of fields, so they can spread them out there. But they'll have to find ways to get those guys games. Like there was the alternate training site up near you guys in Altoona last year. I don't know if I don't think they're going to do that this year. They'll probably keep them here in Florida, and then they'll try to find games maybe with the Orioles, who are down the street in Sarasota, just inter-squad games. Because you got to figure the AAA roster, especially, they're going to have to dig into that roster even before May, before they're starting real games. So it's going to come out like an alternate training site like last year. These guys are going to have to get at bats. You're going to need pitchers to get their innings, to get built up for their regular season. So the month of April will be more than just working out. They have to get games, and they got to play simulated games to where they're ready to go if they're needed. And history will tell you the Pirates are going to need to call guys up in April at some point in time. And so, these guys, it'll be weird. Again, no fans, mostly facing your own guys, but needing to get ready for the major league season. So that's definitely challenging.
Yeah. So you're going to head off to Pittsburgh this week while the team goes to Chicago. Here's the big question. Will you get yelled at because you really aren't very good at folding laundry, or are you really good at it?
I'm like a laundry Nazi. I've been doing laundry. When I was a kid, I was a dirtball. I was outside all the time and, playing sports. And, if I wanted my uniform cleaned more times than not, I had to be down there cleaning it myself. So I've been doing laundry from a young age. So in fact, I joke with my wife because I don't even, I don't like her folding my clothes because I like my clothes folded a certain way. So, and especially because when we travel and pack in a suitcase, you should see the way I pack my suitcase because when I pull that stuff out, I do not like ironing. So I fold and I do things. It's my OCD. I got to have it just right where when I get on the road and I'm unpacking my suitcase, it's ready to wear. I'm not pulling out that ironing board very often. But when I'm on TV, maybe. But outside of that, no, I'm putting my clothes on and they're good to go.
Pirates ought to hire you to teach their guys how to do that.
I am very, forever. I like to cook. I like to clean. I don't say I like to clean, but I do clean. I'm kind of a neat freak, and laundry. I'm pretty domesticated. I'm living in a house with 3 girls. Well, when they're not in school, so I live a little bit of a pink life, and I'm not afraid to go out there and do the things that once were done by the wife.
You got to hold your own, or else you'll get shamed into it. That's the thing. My mom always said, my mother had 7 kids. She said, every one of them, when you leave here, you're going to know how to cook, you're going to know how to clean, you're going to know how to do everything that I do. And by golly, we all do.
My mom had 6, so it was kind of the same thing, and she worked, and so pretty much a single mom, and it had to work, and so if you needed things done, and you had to do them yourself. So there was some fending for yourself in our family.
Hey John, quick question for you because we're going to have to wrap it up here. Favorite bucko when you were growing up, and did you ever get to talk to him and tell him that he'd been your favorite bucko?
The '79 team was my favorite team. Willie Starrgill obviously was Pops and kind of the leader there. And maybe the neatest moment, I've got to talk to him a number of times, the neatest moment was after I hit the last home run at Three River Stadium on my way back to the clubhouse after I made the last out at Three River Stadium. Willie Starrgill, who was not in the greatest of health, he walked by me in the tunnel and he said, "Hey, I hit the first one. You got the last one," and that was really cool. That was a pretty neat moment for me. That's the last time I saw him because the next spring he died right before we opened PNC Park. But yeah, I got to meet a lot of those guys on that '79 team, and for me, you know, that was one. That's one of the neatest things about getting the opportunity to be with this organization for so long, as I got to meet most of the guys I really looked up to.
Yeah, for a Pittsburgh kid, and then to have that moment, boy, the tingle must have gone up and down your spine with that. Oh,
yeah, wow. I mean, yeah, really cool stuff.
John, I hope that some point during the season, once or twice, we were able to call and talk with you again, because it's been so much fun with you, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, Todd. You know, anytime. Hopefully, we'll see you and the folks at Indiana at PNC Park.
That's a good plan. Good plan. Have a great day today.
Thanks. You too.
All right. Bye now.
Bye.
There's John Wehner, the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's been a great fun with all of the Baco announcers, and John has been terrific here.